Imagine you live in a rural community, and the main dirt road out of town has just washed away in a heavy rain. Suddenly, your town is completely cut off. For local farmers, this is an immediate emergency. They have crops, like coffee beans, that are ready to harvest and sell. If they can't transport those goods to the market, their harvest spoils and their income disappears. So who is responsible for bringing in the tractors and fixing this road? And once the money is assigned to the repair, how do the farmers make sure those funds actually pay for gravel and labor instead of disappearing along the way? This exact scenario is why we have a system called democracy. In Uganda, democracy is the practical tool that gives power directly to the people, allowing you and your neighbors to demand that the road gets fixed. That power is a legal guarantee written into Uganda's 1995 constitution. It sets the rules so that everyday citizens hold the ultimate authority over how their community is run. Democracy serves as a practical, everyday process for solving urgent community problems, providing the specific steps needed to get that road repaired. To actually force the government to repair that road, the community has to use a structured system. Think of it like a house supported by 4 strong pillars. The first pillar is periodic elections. This is your regular chance to review the people in charge. If the current leaders haven't fixed the road, the community can vote for someone new who will. The second pillar is the multi-party system. This ensures there are different groups of politicians competing for your vote, each offering their own detailed plan for how to build and maintain the community's infrastructure. The third pillar is citizen participation. Voting is important, but you also have to show up to public hearings, ask tough questions, and actively voice your concerns about the road delays. The fourth pillar is fundamental rights and freedoms. This guarantees you have the freedom of speech to openly criticize the broken road and the freedom to assemble safely with your neighbors to organize a town hall meeting. If any one of these 4 pillars is missing or weak, the community loses its leverage. They need all 4 standing strong to successfully pressure the government into action. This chart breaks down the 3 specific levels of leadership in Uganda. To get the road fixed quickly, you need to know exactly which level of government to approach. At the top is national leadership, which includes the president, the cabinet, and parliament. They are busy steering the broad development agenda for the entire country, like planning major national highways. In the middle is local leadership, made up of district chairpersons and councillors. Their specific job is to take those large national plans and turn them into local actions, like grading a rural district road. Finally, there is traditional or cultural leadership. These leaders do not belong to political parties, but they guide community life by keeping the peace and helping neighbors work together. All 3 levels matter, but if your local feeder road is washed away, the local leadership is the exact group you need to target and hold accountable for the repair. Even with these clear rules and leaders in place, the tractor often doesn't show up on time. That happens because there is a gap between how democracy is supposed to work on paper and how politics actually operates in reality. This table compares the ideal leader with the reality we often see. On the left, we have the ideal, a servant leader. This is someone defined by accountability, transparency in how they spend public money, and deep personal integrity. On the right side, we see the biggest hurdle, the influence of money. When candidates have to spend massive amounts of cash to win an election, they often prioritize wealth and personal gain over the actual skill needed to manage a district. Progress also slows down when government jobs go to a leader's relatives instead of the most qualified experts, or when all the decision-making happens far away in the capital instead of right here in the district, where the road is broken. To cut through these obstacles, voters have to actively seek out and elect leaders based on their long-term vision and character, rather than who can hand out the most money on election day. This graphic illustrates the core engine of government, the democratic cycle. It only moves when citizens get involved. It starts with learning how the system works. When citizens understand laws and budgets, they become harder to mislead. Armed with that knowledge, everyday people demand to see exactly how road repair funds are spent. This pressure leads to results. When leaders are accountable, public money pays for public goods, and the community gets their newly paved road. Democracy is a daily, ongoing partnership between honest leaders and a deeply engaged public. By understanding and protecting these 4 pillars, you gain the practical tools needed to shape your community, hold leaders accountable, and build Uganda's future. Thank you for learning with us. If you want to explore more topics and continue your education, we have plenty of resources waiting for you. Head over to Yaka Digital Network at www.yaka.cc to access our full library of interactive curriculum materials.